Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Tridhal Upadhyay. We'll be taking today's session, how to crack CMAT. Uh, a CMAT All India rank and CMAT 100 percentiler in quant. I'll definitely would take you through the journey of CMAT. So let's start with the agenda for the day. So agenda for the day includes, first thing is understanding the exam and analysis of past CMATs. What kind of questions actually are asked in CMAT? So we must have seen a lot of questions from module, from mocks. Now we'll see some exact questions that are from past CMATs. Sectional prep plan, so how we can prepare for each section. So I'll take individually one by one. And then overall strategy, how to maximize your score. That's the third part. And finally, it will followed by national colleges through CMAT. What colleges are still left to be applied in the month of February or March? Let's start. First of all, understanding the exam, analysis of past CMAT. So let's go with that. CMAT has got 4 sections, 25 questions, 100 marks per question, 400 marks exam with 180 minutes. We all know that, right? But what actually is asked in CMAT and how much score is required to get the percentile of what we require for different colleges is something mentioned over here. So CMAT has diverse level of difficulty throughout the past years. So if you can see 2020, 19 and 18, the 99 percentile was at different level, which included 282, 310 and 274. Now these are quite diverse numbers and the logic behind that is diverse difficulty level. So 2019 paper was a cakewalk. It was so easy that people could score a very high score, and that's why 310 was 99 percentile. Similarly, if you can see that difference increases at 90 percentile. So at 90 percentile, it was 266 in 2019 and 232 in 2020. Uh, Having seen past probably let's say 7 CMATs, I feel last year paper was an average difficulty level, and I am forecasting this year's paper to be on the similar level of difficulty. See, you have to take things with star marks, so you have to take things with pinch of salt. It is a forecast. No one can say anything with guarantee, but I am forecasting that the level of difficulty will be similar to 2020. So somewhere around, if you want to get into 95 percentile mark, you should target 250 as a number. Okay. Now let's move ahead with the question type of every section that were asked in the past CMAT and exactly what kind of questions are there. Let's understand one by one. So we will start with CMAT QTDI, which is quantitative techniques and data interpretation. If you can see, since last 2 years, in fact, 2019 was a kind of uh, exception. But apart from that, arithmetic is the area which is highest number of questions. So 2020 it was 10 questions of arithmetic, 2018 11 questions of arithmetic, and again, as every year apart from 2019, arithmetic always leads the number of question in any competitive exam for that matter. So arithmetic includes your percentage, profit and loss, simple interest, compound interest, ratio, proportion, time, speed, distance, time and work. So these are the chapters that everyone must try to do because this has got the maximum number of questions. It is followed by geometry. In some of the years, geometry has got a good weightage. So geometry is also asked in a good number of questions. Modern math, which includes PNC, probability, set theory, that also has good number of questions. Fine. Data interpretation always has 4 to 5 questions, somewhere around that. Followed by algebra, numbers. So all those things you have learned so far, right? What kind of questions exactly come? So let me just start with a question. I have 2 to 3 sample questions for each topic, so you will understand what difficulty level was asked in the last year's paper. So this was one of the questions. Try to solve this one. So I'll give you 1.5 minutes to solve this. Awesome. So there are a lot of people who already got the answer and the correct answer as well. Yeah, so I've already told you that these are the questions from the real CMAT only. Fine. So what can you do is 5 years ago, the average age of ABCD was 45. So today, every one of them will increase their age by 5 years. So average age will become 50 for these 4 people. So total would have been 200. But by including X, now there are 5 people and average is 49. So total will be 49 5s are, that is 245. Right. So 200 of those 4 ABCD and 245 of ABCDX. So what is the age of X? It is 45 years. Right. So this is what everyone can do. So 5 years ago it was 45. Today it will be 50. So just by knowing that it is 49 of 5 people. So it is 50 into 4 minus 49 into 5. This is the level of difficulty of CMAT. I am very sure that everyone could have got it even without pen paper. लेट मी जस्ट मेक इट सिंपलर. इसी सवाल को और थोड़ा आसान बनाने का मैं ट्राई करता हूं. ठीक है. सो 5 years ago the average was 45. So let us assume those 4 people now average is 50, because 5 years down the line everyone gets older by 5 years. So if the average was 45, the average will increase by 5 years. So average was 50. So this guy, if he is of 50 years age, the average will remain 50. But what happens is, because of him, average drops by 1. It becomes 49. Now understand, there are 5 people and the average drops by 1. That means total drops by 1 into 5, because there are 5 people. So actually his age is 1 into 5 less. 45 is your answer. Actually question was, what is 50 minus 5? Just a second. Let me just repeat this. 5 years ago, average was 45. So today, average will be 50. Good. But because of this person, average is not 50, it is decreasing by 1. When there are 5 people and average decreases by 1, the total actually decreases by 5. So that's why this person is 5 years younger, and that's why 45 is the answer. This is again a shortcut. If you don't understand it, you have the regular method. So it's like 49 into 5, this is the current age, and 4 of the people has 50 into 4. So this is 245 minus 200. Your answer is 45. Anyways. Yes, so Harsh, it will be uploaded on YouTube. Don't worry. So I hope everyone has got it. So this is simple question, right? And that's why, scoring that 250, 280 is not a big deal. Let's just understand one more question. Real CMAT question. What would be the answer of this question? So sum of 3 consecutive odd numbers is 20 more than the first and the first number. Then what is the middle number? Seems easy? It is easy. So what can you understand? What can you understand? There are 3 odd numbers, and sum of all 3 is 20 more than this. That means these two are 20. Let me come again. There are 3 odd numbers, and sum of all 3 is 20 greater than this. So that means these two are 20. If these two are 20, they have to be 9 and 11. So what is the middle number? 9. You can take that. Go ahead. So the numbers are 7, 9, 11. So sum of these 3, which is 27, is 20 more than the first number. So that's why middle number is 9. Again, that was very easy question. If you wanted, you could have done middle number is x. So the first number would be x minus 2. And the last number would be x plus 2. So summation of all these 3 numbers is 20 more than x minus 2. So you can cut down x minus 2, x minus 2. So this is 2x plus 2 is 20. So 2x is 18, x is 9. So this is conventional method. You can definitely find this way of answering. Okay. Which is question we are referring? So the first question was 2020, second was 2019. So again, I have taken different years questions because I didn't want questions to be taken from 1 year. That would have made the difficulty level of that year only. So overall, the difficulty level remains this much. That's what we should be knowing, right? So again, an easy one. If you can take this third one, please explain it again. Okay. So I'll explain it again. It was very simple. 3 consecutive odd numbers. So I've assumed that middle number is x. So the lower number will be x minus 2 and the higher number will be x plus 2. Summation of all these 3 numbers is 20 more than the lowest number. So now this x minus 2 and x minus 2 will get cancelled out. It is x plus x, 2x plus 2. It is 20. That means 2x is 18. So x is 9. So the middle number which we assumed as x is 9. And that's why 9 is the answer. Okay. Fine. So let's go ahead. Try to find out the answer of this question. This is probably a bit difficult, but again, doable. Any day doable. So what can we do is we can use elimination or probably we can use the LCM method. So what can we do is A can fill in 120 and B can fill in 150. There is also an outlet pipe C. If all three are open, then it will take 100 minutes. So what I'll do is I'll take LCM of 120, 150 and 100, which is 600. So I'm assuming the tank is of 600 liters. That is what I'm assuming. Now, if A takes 120 minutes, so A's time taken is 120 minutes. So per minute, A can fill, the rate of work is 5 liters. So 5 liters into 120 will become 600 liters. So what I've done is 120, 150 and 100. I've taken the LCM. So 600 is the LCM. So I've assumed that the tank is of the capacity of 600 liters. Now for B, 150 minutes is the time taken. So what is the rate of B? It will be 4 liters. And when A plus B minus C, all of them work together, the time is 100 minutes. So this will be 6 liters because 6 liters, 100 minutes, it will be 600 liters. Now I know that A fills 4 liter, A fills 5 liter, B fills 4 liter, and overall work is only 6 liter. So what happens is these two will fill 9 liter and C has to empty 3 liter. Then only this will be 6 liter. Now if 3 liter per minute is the work done, total work was to be done 600. So it will take 200 minutes for sure. And 200 minutes is 3 hours, 20 minutes. Option A. You can take that and go ahead. I hope you have understood. So LCM is also one of the very simple way of doing this question. Anyone? Any queries? This was an easy one, right? Okay. So yes, I'll just explain it for C once again. So what happens is A was doing it in 120 minutes. B was doing it in 150 minutes. And C was, when all the three were doing it together, so A plus B minus C, that was 100 minutes. So I wanted to find out work of C. Time was given. Now I assumed that the total work, which is tank's capacity, is the LCM of these three numbers. So that is 600 each. Now, if 120 minutes is taken to fill 600 liters, so per minute A fills 5 liters. Similarly, B fills 4 liters because 4 liters, 150 minutes, 600 liters. And now this is 100 minutes and 600 liters. Total work is 6 liters. Now this is 5 liters. This is 4 liters. Total work is 9 liters. But then total work done is only 6 liters. So C has to take out how many liters? It is 3 liters. So let it be 3 liters. And now 600 was to be done. So 200 minutes is the answer. 200 minutes can be written as 3 hours 20 minutes. Yes, it can be very well done by percentage. I am absolutely fine. You can do it with the help of percentage. So 120 and 600 liter. So you can say this is 20 percentage, 150 and 600. So that is 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is 25 percentage, and 100 and 600, which is 1 by 6. So this is 16.66 percentage. So you know these two are filling 20 and 25 percentage, minus how much should C take out such that there will be 16.66 percentage overall work done. And then you can go ahead with that. Absolutely fine. I am absolutely fine with that. But I feel LCM is a better way. You guys can continue with the preparation or with the method that you've already known, right? LCM is also a very, very easy method. You can just take 120, 150, 100 in your brain only. So 5 liter, 4 liter, 6 liter. So 5 plus 4, 9, 6. So that means 9 minus 6, 3 would be the work of C, and 3 is the work. 600 liter is the capacity. 200 minutes will be the answer. 200 minutes is 3 hours, 20 minutes. That's it. I hope you've understood. Awesome. So this is the level of difficulty. Now we know which chapters will come in the exam. Now we know that what kind of difficulty we are expecting. So how to go about math, how to go about quant. So I've given you a 4-point agenda for quant. Everyone should understand that these are must be done things, non-negotiable things. So let's just understand for quant and DI. First thing that you should do in the next 18 days is focus on what you know. So as I said, someone said, can we do it with percentage? I said, absolutely you can. So you have been doing everything with percentage. Because of this one lecture, if you start doing with LCM, I think that is not a better way. The way you have been doing, what you know since the year or since last 6 months that you have prepared, go with that. So focus on what you know. Suppose, see, if I give you my example, when I was a CMAT 100 percentiler, I got 100 marks. But apart from that, I have a lot of other exams as well, where I knew that I am a bit weak in the APGP series part. So I did not attempt a lot of questions in a lot of competitive exam, which are of series. So what you should do is, you should focus on what you know, rather than trying new things. Suppose I am weak with PNC, permutation and combination. In next 14 or 15 days, if I learn PNC, how many questions will I be able to solve in CMAT? Probably 3 questions, 2 questions. So that is 8 marks. But if I brush up all the things that I know, probably I'll get the advantage of 4 to 5 more questions. That is 16 to 20 marks. So focus on what you know. For that, you should know what you know. So the amount of mocks that you have given, the amount of preparation you have done, you must be aware that this is the area that I'm good at. So you should focus on that part. Second, apply common sense. So I have 18 days. Should I revise all the chapters, solve all the questions, or should I learn the topics through questions of mocks? So what is feasible? If you start preparing every questions of every chapter, you should know you will end up doing only 4 to 5 chapters. So you should learn through mocks. You should learn through sectional test. You should learn through module test. So what you should do as of now is you should shift into a lot of testing. And from that testing, you can learn the concept. It is called reverse engineering. So you just have to focus on mocks, understand that which topics question are you not comfortable with, and then you can go through the solution and understand the concept. That works. So those questions or those chapter which you are good at, you will just practice them and you will be becoming better in that area. Okay. Next, revise formulae and give all the sectional test. So rather than revising all the concept, I would just prefer you to revise all the formulas. That actually helps in applying during the exam. So suppose last year there was a straightforward question that you have to select 8 people out of 11. It was a bit lengthier question. I've just made it simpler. So 8 people out of 11 selection. Selection means combination, and combination is 11C8. Just apply that formula, get the answer. Now, if I don't remember the formula of 11C8, that's a problem. So what you need to understand, revise formulae and give sectional test. If you go through my IMS, there is sectional test tab of quant, logic, English, and GK as well. 10 section test of each are given. So quant section test you must be giving, right? And finally, don't be afraid of quant. So many students feel, sir, I am weak at quant. But let me tell you, the type of questions we have seen, this is the level of difficulty of CMAT. So I am very sure if you guys focus on the area that you know, if you practice religiously for next 18 days, you will end up getting a decent score in quant. So rather than afraid of being quant, be analytical about it. So I need to do these many chapters. It will take these many minutes per day. And then I'll be getting, let's say, suppose I'm not good at quant, I'll be getting 70 marks. I'll be very happy with that. Let me focus on verbal and reasoning. Okay, fine. Uh, Next, CMAT LR. Now, CMAT LR is, I would say, one of the most scoring subject for probably 15 to 18 questions it has. So let me just tell you why 15 to 18 questions that I said. So it also has verbal reasoning as a part since last 2 years, and it's a major part. So 7 to 9 questions in CMAT logic. See, I request, there are a lot of questions which are coming, but I request that this is a common session for everyone. So let me just first complete. And if you have a specific query, I'm there. I'll be completing this session in 60 minutes. So now I guess only, I would say 30 to 40 minutes are remaining. So I'll be talking for next 35 minutes or so. Then I'll solve all your queries. So let's just first of all briefly understand what I want to say. Then I'll take your queries. Don't worry. Okay. So verbal reasoning has 7 to 9 questions. I won't say that that is not scoring, but apart from verbal reasoning, everything is absolutely sitter. So if you can just understand coding, decoding, blood relation, series, groups, puzzles, symbol based logic, arrangement, directions, some miscellaneous and visual reasoning, all of these are scoring areas. All of these are those kind of questions which even with a decent preparation, everyone can attempt. The only problem is the amount of time you take. The only problem is amount of time you take. So let's see some questions again. So we'll understand exactly what kind of questions are asked. Suppose this is the question. What is the answer to this? Fine. Okay. So people are getting it good. So people have, a lot of students in fact have answered. So I am very much satisfied with the preparations that you have done. Good. So what happens is when I saw this series for the first time, I saw that there are these parameters for me to see a series: AP, GP, squares, cubes, powers, special numbers. These are the things, these are the pattern that I see. So I just quickly saw it and understood this is not an AP, this is not a GP, these are not squares, these are not cubes. Apart from this number, nothing is cube, no powers, no special number. If everything is not there, find out if you can take anything common. And that's where I realized that everything is divisible by 3. Everything is divisible by 3. And then I saw, let me divide this series by 3. So it is 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. Now things are very clear, very visible. These all are perfect squares. So the next number will be 49, but because it is covered with a 3, so it has to be multiplied by 3. So 49 threes are 147 is my answer. So what I do is I have a strict pattern on my mind that is this AP, GP, squares, cubes, powers, special numbers like prime numbers or something like that. If nothing is there anything which can be taken as common? So I would say 6th or 7th attempt, which takes 2 seconds or 3 seconds per attempt. So in 20 seconds, I could solve. If you don't have any pattern, such pattern, then you will try a lot of things. You will try a lot of things and you will end up wasting a lot of time. So make a pattern, common pattern for series, that if out of these a series is asked, I'll be getting it within 30 seconds. And if there is series which is not from these areas, I'll be happy leaving that question because others will take more time. So I'll leave that and others will take more time. So it is actually beneficial to me because for every question you have only 1.8 minutes. That's what something you need to understand. Okay, fine. Could you type the pattern that you follow? So it's AP, GP, squares, cubes, powers. This is the basic thing that I see. And then special numbers. What are special numbers? It includes prime numbers. It includes perfect numbers. I don't think you require perfect numbers. So you just go with prime numbers. And if the series is none from these areas, then what I do, I take things common. I'll just keep it here. Take common division. And if that is also not the area, then see alternative. So alternative means it is possible something like this: A, Z, B, Y, C, X. So what is happening? The numbers are alternatively arranged. So it is A, B, C, Z, Y, X, and so on. So something like that is also possible. So I see alternative, right? Yes, you will be getting recording on YouTube. Don't worry about it. Okay, fine. So let's go ahead with this. Next question. So what kind of questions are coming in LR? So next question is this. His father is the only son of my paternal grandfather. Jaldi, I require the answer in 30 seconds. Yes, it's very evident. Very evident. So again, I have a pattern to solve these kind of questions. I don't know how many of you have pattern. What is my pattern? I start with the end relation. It says my paternal grandfather. Now, whenever you see of or is, just break the chain and start with the end. So my paternal grandfather, the only son of my paternal grandfather. Now my paternal grandfather's only son will be my father. So actually this entire part is nothing but my father. So now his father is my father. When is it possible? His father is my father when I might be myself or he is my brother. So it's like he's me or he is my brother. Only that is the possibility when his father is my father. So now what we can think about is Shruti is talking about Ankit. So there are two different individuals and Ankit is a male because of word his. So when you talk about how is Ankit related to Shruti, so a male and my father's son, and it is not me, it has to be my brother. So answer is my brother. The question was doable in 30 seconds if you could have understood this part. So my paternal grandfather, his son is my father, his father is my father, done, brother. Okay, you can eliminate option as well. You can eliminate options as well. I am fine. So I said you can continue. I am not here to teach you logic today. I am here to teach you that during logic, you should have pattern. I know that this has to be solved like this. If it is not the way I know, I'll try hundreds of new things on the day of exam, and that's where the time comes into the picture. Okay. Next, meaning of paternal is papa ke side. My father's father is paternal grandfather. Father's brother is paternal uncle. Okay, fine. Next, try to solve this one. Yes, so probably everyone is getting option D. What happens in sometimes these kind of questions, actually order does not matter. Actually, order does not matter. But here, for this particular question, which was asked in CMAT, if you can see, 1, 2, 3 is he is talented. 3, 4, 5, 6 is talented people earn more. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is people earn more to enjoy. Now, if you can see, 3 talented, and here also 3 talented, then people 4. So here actually order also matters. So you wanted that what is the code for earn. So when we talk about earn, so it is just besides people every time, and that's why answer will be 5. Awesome. So all of you have got it 5 as an answer. This would not take more than 10 seconds if you could have seen the things very, very fast. So if you can see talented, yes, talented, amazing, people earn, so on is 5. That's it. 5. So there was a question. Sir, how difficult would you rate the verbal reasoning questions? Verbal reasoning questions where assertion, reasoning, and all those things are asked. I would not say that they are cakewalk, but they are not undoable as well. So those questions can be done if you are, decent with verbal. You can definitely go with this. LR part is a cakewalk. So I would say 18 to 19 questions, which are actually logical question. Try to find out the answer. Try to have your way of solving. If that particular question doesn't go in that pattern, leave the questions as early as you can. So make sure that your strategy are correct during the exam. You don't waste time. Okay, fine. Yes, if there would have been an option of cannot be determined, then this question would have been not more difficult. But again, so when there is a specific question and specific option, go with that only, right? Fine. So let's go ahead. For LR, what you need to do? For LR, what you need to do is have your own ways of solving questions of different topics. So I have my own ways of solving blood relation. I have my own ways of solving direction sense. I have my own ways of solving arrangement. You should also have that if this kind of question comes, I'll do this. If series comes, there are 5 to 6 series that I'll check. If it is none of them, I probably will leave it. Right. Next, try to spend your time in logical activities like solving Sudoku. Kakuru is one of the games, logical games. These things help you build your concentration as well as logic. And finally, give all the sectional tests as well for logic as well. So give all the sectional tests that you have in my IMS. Right. Let's come to the language part. Let's come to the language part. Uh, yes, I'll answer yes your query. I'll answer your query. Don't worry. Yes. So now, surprisingly, last year, the weightage of vocabulary was higher. Every year, RC was dominating, but last year, vocabulary was higher. In fact, questions like spelling of foreign was asked. Spelling of foreign, which is a very easy spelling to understand. So, what you need to understand is you have to ready with any eventuality. You have to be ready with any eventualities, but generally, expect RC and vocabulary to be the dominating side of the paper. If you have given all the mocks and if you have practiced the modules entirely, I don't think RC would be an area of concern. For vocabulary, I don't think, to be very honest, in last 15 days, you can improve your vocabulary, but of course, make sure that you're reading regularly. That will help you, to improve your GK as well. current affairs as well, and that will help you improve your RC skills as well. And some actually some words, if you can get rid of them, you can understand them, and you, if you are lucky enough, you might be asked that word only, right? Apart from that, grammar, idioms and phrases, parajumbles, and as I said, foreign was the spelling that was asked last year. So these are some I would say very common topic of English that are asked. The difficulty level of English again remains very easy. So last year, the top two students of India got 100 on 100 on verbal. They were not 100 on 100 in cont, but 100 on 100 was in verbal. So just to let you know, it is possible to get 100 on 100 in verbal as well. Verbal also comes very easy level. It is not that difficult. Just that you should have your basics in place. But sir, we have just 18 days in our hand. What should we do? So my opinion would be you should have regularity in RC solving. See, RC is all about momentum. So you have to develop your logic through a lot of regularly solving things. So when you solve for 18 days, let's say if you are solving 5 RCs every day, that makes a momentum of 90 RCs. And that will make you probably a good RC solver with the logic. And see, that's what you are supposed to do. And probably that's what you could do in these 18 days. Give all the sectional test again and revise vocabulary and grammar. Generally, what I do or what I suggest for vocabulary and grammar is again, give a lot of tests that will help you to improve your vocabulary and discuss the words with your friends. So let's say, suppose you have your study group, a smaller study group, discuss a lot of words. So when I read 50 words, I probably won't remember, let's say 30 out of 50. But then when I talk, or let's say when I speak something, when I make it into real life usage or discuss with someone, there is a high probability of remembering. So in your study group, let's say if there are 3 people, make sure that I'll speak 20 words for the day. The other one will also speak 20 words. So there are total 3 people, 60 words per day. That's what you can do at best. When you talk, when you discuss, you will memorize more words, right? Next, CMAT GA, general awareness. So how much time should I spend for RC? That depends on the length of RC. Generally, I recommend that you should try to get through the RCs. If you are talking about 5 RCs, try to complete them in 45 minutes. So it will be 9 minutes per RC. That's what you should try in practice. And again, exact time, how much do you want to take during those 3 hours is something that will come in the next part. So the next part is overall strategy that I'll discuss. Don't worry. So how, sir, we can improve on general awareness? So people who should understand that there are 2 types of things in general awareness. First is current affairs and second is static GK. So generally, I would say 2019 paper was the most balanced paper as far as general current affairs and static GK is concerned. And that is what is expected. Last year's paper can be considered as exception, but yes, we should be prepared with both. But for static GK 24 question, how can we prepare for that? So again, you should know that there are national as well as international things that are asked in the paper. So I would say since last some years, national questions are asked more. How can you prepare? So for general awareness, I definitely recommend all of you to go through my IMS. In that my IMS, you have GK zone. And in this GK zone, you have to go with exam wise GK and then CMAT. So CMAT Compodium has a lot of information regarding static GK. And apart from that, we have the tests. So there are 10 tests of general awareness. What you can do is, how can you prepare? Let me just be very honest, how I used to prepare for my exams. So suppose there is one test. It has got 25 questions and 25 questions has got 4 options. I'll try to find out those 4 options are answer of which question. Let me just give you an example. Suppose the question is, who was the first Prime Minister of India? Who was the first Prime Minister of India? Now, the options are Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, let's say C. Rajgopalachari, and let's say Rajendra Prasad. So now these are the four options, right? You know the answer is Jawaharlal Nehru. But then what you should do is you should check out actually who was Sardar Patel. So you will understand that he was our first home minister. Who was Rajendra Prasad? He was our first president. Who was C. Rajgopalachari? That I'll give you as a homework, but make sure that you read about him as well. So when you actually solve a paper of 25 questions, you end up preparing 100 of them. So you know the right answer of that question, and the other options will be close enough. So other options are also answer of some question, and then you can go through. If you go through this 10 test, actually you are preparing 1,000 question. Coupled with this compendium is, I think, in this 18 days is a very, I would say, good amount of work that you will do on your GK. Apart from that, if you have your reading habits, if you are reading continuously, that will definitely going to help you, right? Fine. Good. So I guess some of you knew the answer. I am very happy with that. See, current affairs till January would be enough. I don't think that February current affairs will be asked. I've seen a lot of papers, a lot of exams. Last 15 to 20 days, generally they don't ask. So because paper is made before that. So Kunal asked that, sir, is it necessary that static GK will be asked more? It is true for the last year. It cannot be generalized anyways. Okay, fine. So let's go further. Plan for the next 18 days. What you can do. So first is complete all sim cmats. See, if you guys are left with any sim cmat, please complete in the upcoming days. And second part, which is more important, is detailed test analysis session. Work to improve your strength. So let's say suppose you have given a test. That test has had 100 questions. And if you could solve only 15 questions, 50 questions correctly, so you got 200 marks, but then other 50 questions are remaining. So you have to do the analysis part, that what kind of questions are you not able to do. You have to focus on that part as well, and you have to improve your strength as well. As I have already told in the quant part, know what you know, right? Finally, how can I attempt all the SIMCATs? So you can go to the test part and then SIMCAT. So these are the SIMCATs. You can do the analysis of the SIMCAT. So there is an analytics tab which gives you a fair idea of your strengths and weaknesses. This is the last and the most important part of my session. It will take probably 13-14 minutes. We are on time. How to maximize your score during those 3 hours. How to maximize my score? If that is the question asked to me, how did I maximize my score? So I'll just share you some experiences. So first thing first is know yourself, your strengths and weaknesses. So I would not say I am the best person who knows everything. See, I come from a vernacular background, not great with English, fairly average with GK. Math is something that I liked during my initial years, but I would not say I'm great with math. But I am very good with exam taking strategies. So I know exactly what I know, and that makes me a good exam taker. So out of those 180 minutes, how do I divide my time? Now, that is a very important area. I start with 25 minutes on QA, followed by 25 minutes on logic, followed by 15 minutes on GA. So that is 65 minutes. And trust me, in this 65 minutes, I am already a 90 percentiler. Why? Because this is my strength. This is my strength. And this is something that I know how many questions I would be knowing. So out of 25, let's say suppose I know 12 questions. I'll mark them within 15 minutes. So I have just used 65 minutes. I have 115 minutes in my bag. And then I go for verbal. I have ample time to solve verbal. And then I come back to my strengths. So what you need to do is, there is a concept called mark per minute. Mark per minute should be maximized during the initial time of your paper. So suppose you are not me. You are best in verbal. Your verbal is awesome. So you should start with verbal. Start with your strength. During first half or probably first hour and so, you should try to get as many questions as you can. Even during first 25 minutes, when I solve quant question, if there is a quant question which I feel it will take 1.5 minutes, I skip it. I mark it for the review. The easiest questions, they also give you 4 marks. And the most difficult question, they also give you only 4 marks. So what is best to do? Take 4 marks from the question which is the easiest, rather than developing some amazing logic and solving those most difficult question. That is a good for a researcher, not good for a manager. A manager actually acts in a very smart way. So smartest way is easiest question first. Your strength should be first. So that's how you can go for the paper. So generally I believe 25, 25, 15, 25, and that actually completes my 90 minutes. So my first half includes all the simplest questions of the paper done. 25, 25, 15, 25. All the simplest questions are done. I don't go back on GK, but then last 90 minutes is 30, 30, 30 to each section. I think I am very comfortable when the entire paper gets completed. I have seen all the 100 questions. Time generally does not give any issues if I have my strategy clear. So I think this should make you aware that, first of all, if you know yourself, you should know how to make that order, right? Fine. What is mark for review? Mark for review are those questions which you have not solved and you want to come directly to that question. So you don't need to see all the question. You will just see that violet part, that question you had marked. So I'll do it later on. That's what mark for review is. The next tip, which is very important for those 180 minutes, is play on merit. So it so happens sometimes that sir has said that quant will be easy in CMAT. Generally, quant is easy in CMAT, but on the day of CMAT 2021, NTA had other plans and math is quite difficult. So what you need to think, that I am prepared. I have prepared it for 6 months, for a year. If I can't solve quant, no one else would be. In fact, I am playing on merit. I am solving LR and verbal very nicely. Others thinking in their mind that quant would be easy are wasting their time in quant. So I am very well off with leaving quant questions. Let me repeat. If I am good at quant, and it might happen that CMAT 2021 had a very good level of quant, where everyone is struggling, I should not worry. I should feel if I am struggling, others would also be struggling. So leave that part where what you feel is difficult. Play on merit. The pitch could be of Wankhede. The pitch could be of Perth. Those who understand cricket, unko pata chalega. So it could be a very well batsman's paradise. It could very well be a nightmare for the batsman. But you need to be playing on merit. If it is Wankhede, go for it. Hit sixes as many as you can. And if it is Perth, play very, very nicely. Only loose balls should go to the boundaries. That's what it is. Fine. Next. The 3 hours of exams are shorter than they appear. So for all of you to understand that there will be someone besides you who would be doing something silly during the paper, asking for extra sheets, asking for playing with his pen, or probably doing some noise like this, which I am currently doing. Don't get bothered by anything which happens around you, because those 180 minutes are for your career, and make sure that you utilize all those 180 minutes for that exam. Nothing that happens around should bother you. Okay. Finally, correct attitude. That is what required for all the CMAT takers. So see, during every exam that I write, and trust me, I have written more than, I would say, 100 exams. So every exam that I write, there is a phase where for 2 to 3 minutes, I get blank out. I totally cannot solve a question for 2 to 3 minutes. But then there is also one more patch, which I have 2 to 3 minutes, where I can solve questions like anything. I am faster than what I imagined I can do. So there will be a very good part. There will be a very bad part. I don't get, very happy with my extraordinary speed, and I don't get discouraged with those 2 to 3 minutes lost. I know that I'll make up. There will be a part where I can slog. So I just remain. For you guys to understand, it might so happen that initial question comes something like this, that on your first question you might get out on 0, but then there will be a day where you hit a winning 6. There might be a question which you missed by a whisker, but when someone asks you to give up, your answer should be definitely not. That should be the correct message from my end, being a person who is interested in math and cricket both. I hope you got the message. uh, Enjoy the paper. And finally, the last part that I just wanted to tell you, that you guys have done the preparation. Those 3 hours, you should definitely go for it. That this is something where I'll get to know 100 good questions. That's the beauty of the any exam that you write. Some colleges that I promised you at the start of the session that I will tell you, take CMAT as an exam. So this is the admission process for the national colleges. It starts with an aptitude test and followed by a personality test, GDPI. These are the colleges, and this is the approximate packages and deadline for these colleges. So KJ Somaiya, Wellinger, Great Lakes, NL Dalmia, NIBM Pune, these are the colleges which take CMAT as an exam. All of them can be considered as decent colleges, looking at their overall learning experience, overall the way they deal with the students, and the packages that colleges companies offer at this college. So these all are the colleges that you can target, which are national level colleges. Apart from that, regional colleges I'll definitely talk about with the respective regions, that these are the colleges that you can appear for. So I think these are the cutoffs as well. So if you are getting anything, let's say 5 to 10 percentile less than these numbers during mocks as well, then also you can target these colleges. So suppose you've given an IMS mock and you are getting 80 percentile, then also you can target these colleges, because you will improve in this next 2 to 3 weeks. You will definitely improve. The deadlines are very stiff. Please have a look at them. So you can take a screenshot of this slide. These are the colleges yet that you can target. Right. Fine. I guess that'll be all for the day. Okay. Thank you.